Hello, everybody. Hi, welcome to the show. We're going to get it started as we always do with our mission. So stay tight, and I'm going to announce more to come right after our mission.
Curvi, lasso, monte, Carlo, sivi, fursti, bala.
Apa, lama, risti, kota, stockvar, instigator, råta.
Vi, kostar, bravo, vi,
Curvi, lasso, monte, Carlo, si.
Welcome to 2021's virtual breast cancer fashion show. I'm so excited for everyone that's joining us, whether you're our students, family, friends. I am so excited about this show. As you know, we are all doing things a little bit differently since 2020. And one of those things is we are having a virtual show. So I am so excited to see these looks with you. I've already seen some of the pieces, and believe me, I am blown away with the creativity and the talent that walks through our halls. So I know that this was a big effort for our students. Multiple programs helped and really collaborated. So I'm feeling really great about it. We have a couple of things we're going to show. In addition to our actual beauty looks, the whole reason why we're here is we are raising money for ABCD, which is after breast cancer diagnosis. So we are definitely going to learn a little bit more about ABCD and where that fundraising that we are doing this month, how it contributes to that organization. In addition to that, we have both Milwaukee and Madison students that collaborated in this show. So super excited to see that talent at both campuses. In addition, we have two great hosts, our very own Gaia Glasson and Elise Heston. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Gaia and a little bit about Elise. So Gaia right here. Hey, Gaia. Hi, Gaia. Hi, Elise. Why don't you lean over just a little bit? Awesome. Hi. So let me introduce Gaia real quick. Gaia has been a licensed hairstylist since 1995, where she began her career at Ruffalo Hair Studio in Kenosha. Right, Gaia?
Got it.
Awesome.
Yep. Way back. You're going way back.
In addition to that, she's actually was here during the inception of our program. She became a cosmetology educator back at the Institute in 2000. And then became a team leader in cosmetology in Milwaukee in 2001, and then barbering in 2014. So been with the Institute. A lot of what we've done has been the work of Gaia Glasson and many others. In addition to that, she's trained at the Aveda Advanced Academy in London in 2002. She is also certified in all Aveda curriculums and is a certified trainer for Sally Rogerson's Advanced Cutting Education. Most recently, though, she became Aveda certified in texture coach for the Institute in 2020. And of course, is the team leader of both of our campuses. Welcome, Gaia. Thank you for hosting.
Thank you, Carrie. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show.
Super excited for all that we're going to see. I could not move forward without introducing Elise. Hey, Elise. Elise is our Clinic 4 coach here at the Milwaukee campus. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about Elise here. Elise is originally from a small town in Illinois. It's okay, we won't hold it against you, Elise. But she moved to Wisconsin in 2007 to attend the cosmetology program at IBW. She has worked behind the chair for 11 years, both in Wisconsin and New York, which is huge. In 2019, though, she moved back to Wisconsin, joined our instructor program, and actually, you've been teaching with us. We reeled her in 2019. Lo and behold, she didn't know it was going to happen in 2020. And so excited that you're on our team, Elise. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
Awesome. So we're going to come back to you guys in just a little bit. I want to start the show, though, focusing on ABCD. So we have a video from ABCD as well as a special message from their president, Ellen. So go ahead. Let's start that show.
Hello, I'm Ellen Freebert-Shupper, Executive Director for ABCD after breast cancer diagnosis. Zooming in to say thank you so much to the students, faculty, and staff at IBW and all of the viewers here tonight who are helping us raise awareness about the work that we do and, of course, raising funds to ensure that we can continue to provide free, emotional, one-to-one support to anyone impacted by breast cancer. We can only do this work if people, first of all, know about the work that we do and that we have the resources to provide it. So we thank you, each and every one of you, for your ongoing support, and we hope next year we can appreciate each other in person. Thank you so much. Enjoy the evening.
All right. So hello again, everyone. I'd also like just to take a moment to thank all of you for joining us. This is a really exciting time for all of us here at IBW. This show has been in the planning for the last couple of months, and I got the opportunity to help guide the students and the staff with their photo shoots a couple weeks ago in preparation for putting this presentation together. So if you saw my stories on social media, you've gotten some sneak peeks, some really great things about to come your way. We will be raffling off 4 different baskets throughout the night as well. So hopefully you're going to be one of those winners. But I'd like to start by introducing the idea behind the theme of the show. So the theme of the show, as you know, is Move Through Beauty. And really it was inspired by the beauty that surrounds us every day. In a time right now where things can be very uncertain, they can feel very unsettling at times, you can really at any moment just step out your door, whether it's at home, whether it's at work, and experience the beauty that's there, and really find some peace and joy in that. So that being said, whether that is walking through a garden per se, it could be walking through the woods, it could be, just stepping into your own backyard and experiencing the beauty that is there. And it is there. So we encourage you to move through it, to enjoy it, and to find solace in it. And so tonight we are going to take a walk together through the garden. We're going to take a walk through the woods, and we're going to take a walk through some beautiful foliage. And we are going to do that together. And we are going to start with our garden walk. And I am going to turn this over to Elise at this point because she's going to tell us what look is.
All right. Hello, everyone. I have with me Bella from our first group under garden. As we show their look, I'm going to ask Bella some questions. So we can see hair and makeup was done by Sarah and Bella, and hair was Morgan. Nails was Morgan, excuse me. And we had, who was your other person? So for makeup was Mary and Michaela, nails Morgan, model is Shannon, and I've got Bella with me. So my questions for you, Bella, are tell me what it was like collaborating and coming up with this look.
So my class went for a lost in the garden kind of look. We wanted to make her hair really big and texturized to make it seem like she was like wandering through the garden trying to find her way home.
All right, my second question for you, for those that created wardrobe and headpieces and etc., I'll ask you how many hours were put into this look?
We really didn't do much beforehand. We just added the leaves in like throughout her hair. The one thing we did do was we did like a color melt. We did like a dark root and melted it into like a violety red color.
It's beautiful. I can see that there. My next question for you, what are products that you use for styling her hair and why?
So we first did a blowout and I used volumizing tonic and texture tonic to add volume and grip. And then after that we used sham powder to add even more volume and grip. And then control force at the end to lock everything in.
That looks beautiful. My next question for you, what styling techniques were used for the hair and what result were you trying to achieve?
So we went in with 2 different sized crimpers to add maximum volume and texture. Basically, we were trying to make it look like she was wandering through the garden.
I think you succeeded. It's really pretty. My next question for you, did you run into any challenges and how did you improvise?
I guess the makeup was a bit of a challenge. We were gonna try and do it ourselves, but Michaela and Mary helped us out. We're very grateful for that.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. Shannon's got like the perfect eyes too. Number 6, how did the teens decide what makeup look would complement the hair? What about the nails?
So for the nails, we did like a green nail with some roses in it. For the makeup, we didn't really want to add more of the violet. So we went in with like a green and gold to like bring everything together with like the leaves and everything.
Sure. And my last question for you, what was your biggest takeaway from this experience?
Just that you can really make something out of nothing. And it was a really good experience, like seeing how it would feel like working in like a fashion show scene.
Absolutely. So once our video is done here, I'll ask that we see our final images of your look. Beautiful, excellent work, everyone. Really pretty. Thank
Stunning.
you, Bella.
Absolutely beautiful.
All
Good
right.
job.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to go into our next look, which is going to be, I'm going to need Ivy Brown to join me on camera. Hopefully Ivy is there. There she is. Hi, Ivy.
Mike.
There you go. We can hear you now. All right, so model was Maya. We have makeup by Hannah Olson, Michelle Williams. And then I can also tell you that the more makeup was also done by Catherine Cervantes, Amanda Dubai, Keo Yang, Jordan Devine, and Hannah Brayton. Model, again, was Maya Reese. And so, Ivy, tell me a little bit about the inspiration for this look.
So it definitely took us some time to figure everything out. Ideas were bounced back and forth, and we kind of just like started off with the dress and then bounced ideas off of that. So it was an old prom dress, and we kind of just wanted to like keep the dress as like the staple piece and mold everything around that.
And she looked so ethereal. It was so beautiful. That was such a fun shoot. Watching that with her. So good. And then tell us a little bit about what are the products that you used? What were some of the styling techniques that really?
So for the products, we kept it pretty simple. It was air control for hairspray for the curls. We used the Marcel iron for them. We also used the Brilliant Humectant gel to put the glitter in the hair. So we just put it down the center line. And then
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
we also went and bought fresh flowers and fake flowers. So it was fake flowers that were put in her hair, and then we also added some small flowers throughout the other braids through her hair.
Yeah, that's what actually you're watching happening behind that right now. It was one of the fun parts. There you go. You can see those tiny little flowers that added such a very cool just accent to the overall look. Very nice. So what was your biggest takeaway? What was a lesson learned, and what was maybe the most fun about doing this shoot?
Probably trust the process. That was a big one. Because at first, like, everything was so spontaneous and put together like the day of, not gonna lie. So all we had was like the flower, the dress, and everything else was just put together. So there wasn't much like planning for it. So we all just kind of had to put our brains in at that moment, you know. So it was trust the process for us for sure.
Well, you definitely pulled it together. It turned out absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
The colors worked well together. And I think it's time to take a look at your final images. There she is. So that the makeup, there you can see the glitter and the part line in that picture. So that in the center. So that was one of the things that you were describing, and it really looked cool. So absolutely fantastic job. Very proud of you guys, and I hope you had fun doing it. Thank you, Ivy.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to throw it back to Elise. She's going to show us our next look.
All right, so now I have Mia here with me. This is our next garden. Our model was Estelle. Hair was by Sarah and Bella. And for our Ayurveda students, we had Melissa Lopez and Maylin Blake, with our nails done by Blanca Miranda. So I'm gonna ask Mia some questions. My first question for you is, tell me what it was like collaborating to come up with this look.
Well, there were only 4 of us in the cos class, and then like 11 plus ST students. So it was fun with us 4. We were kind of on the same page right away, and then we came up with the look and presented it to everybody else and kind of gave them their own direction rather than this is what we're gonna do. So they were able to kind of throw in their own little creative.
Very nice. Absolutely. My second question for you, for those that created wardrobe and the headpieces and anything else you used, how many hours did it take to put this together?
I'm not exactly sure how many hours, but we all kind of took our own time with it. Estelle's mom actually had the top on hand and then put the skirt together. And then Estelle put the shoes together herself at home after class one night. Props to her. And then day of, we glued all the flowers on, and
all right, it turned out fantastic. This is the first time I'm seeing it, so I'm kind of watching as we're going here. My next question for you, what products did you use for styling and why?
So we used a bunch of volumizing tonic, texture tonic, Familia, which is my personal favorite. Pure Abundance, just to give it some volume. At first we were going to go for more of like a loose braid look, but then with the top we thought it'd be better to have it off the shoulders, so we kind of redirected and just curled it and then pinned it up and worked it on.
I love when that happens.
Yes.
My next question for you, what styling techniques were used for the hair and what result were you trying to achieve?
Well, I think I kind of just answered
Yeah,
that
you
question,
did.
but we curled it, had it set, and that's actually when we ended up having Bessie do the makeup, which was perfect. It worked out perfect that way. And then we took the curls down, tousled them up a little bit, and loosely pinned it up miscellaneous.
Well, if it's a theme, it's
That's
organic
simple.
and beautiful.
Exactly.
Absolutely. My next question for you, did you run into any challenges and how did you improvise?
Well, day of, we kind of were like not really sure what's going on because I think we were the newest class on campus, so we weren't really sure what to expect.
Sure.
And it was just kind of figuring out when to do what, when to have Blanca come in and put the nails on, when to have the SC students come in, and just kind of work around each other without being right on top of each other.
That absolutely can be a challenge. My next question for you, how did the teens decide what makeup look would complement the hair, and what about the nails as well?
I think we just said whatever goes with the flowers, do it.
Sure.
And I mean, it's floral with a bunch of just warm tones, cool tones. So I think any color scheme kind of went with it. So it was really, every group had their own direction with it, but it all came together pretty nice.
It did. And my last question for you, what was your biggest takeaway from this experience?
Plan early so you can have fun later. That was my biggest takeaway.
Well, now you know.
Yeah,
There you
now
go.
you know.
Thank you. When you're ready, Brianna, we will see our final images. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Mia. I appreciate it. It did. She looks amazing. All right, back to you, Gaia.
I'm going to take you through one more floral garden look, and I'm going to invite Amanda Adams to join me. Hey, Amanda.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. So this is one of our Madison teams. The model is Corey Freeman, nails done by Tierney Eisen, makeup Dia Kellstrom, and hair Amanda Adams. So Amanda, I was just super impressed when I was watching you guys put this together the day of the shoot. The texture in the hair that you created was absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the headpiece, you can see it is just impressive. I would love to hear just a little bit about, what went into putting this together, including the dress that you ended up having your model in. It all was just done so well. So tell me a little bit about it.
Well, it kind of was last minute put together because time was a pretty big thing for us. We couldn't really find time to get together and talk about the look and what direction we wanted to go. So the dress was actually Corey, the model. She was just in a wedding, so it was her sister's wedding dress, with a bridesmaid's dress. So we were just kind of sure, let's use that. It's green. It will work with the flowers. And then Corey had leftover flowers, so she brought them in. And the day of, Tierney had just pinned all the flowers on the dress. And then for the hair, we kind of went with an idea of we wanted big, we wanted a volume. So we actually took hairpins and figure eight wrapped every single piece of her hair and flat ironed every single one. It took 3 hours to put together her hair, and then we made her sleep on it because we did it the day before. And then she came in and we had to unwrap every single one and pull it apart and tease it.
What models will go through for us, right?
Yes.
Oh, but Corey, obviously she's watching. She looked absolutely stunning. Did a beautiful job. All of you did fantastic work. Is there anything that kind of you learned from the experience of just that putting things, in place as a whole team and working together, collaborating and making it happen?
It's good to have a direction, because sometimes when you have so many thoughts or opinions on what ideas or so many ideas thrown together, it's really good to have a direction on what you want to go, because it's easy to kind of throw it off and oh, I love that idea, let's go with that. But I love that idea, let's go with that. So it's nice to have a direction and where you want to head to and kind of take those ideas and try to make something out of it.
Absolutely. And working with other departments, you had the aesthetics team and the manicure group working together to come together with an idea. It does take some narrowing of a lot of great ideas. So it can be hard to bring it down to one. And this was an overall absolutely stunning look. So nice job. Let's see her final images. And the makeup is stunning. That headpiece. And one thing I have to note is the way you laid her edges down on her hairline with the crimps is absolutely stunning. I think that really, really took her hair, as far as the level of excellence, up a notch. I think you did a great job. So everyone on this look did a great job. Thank you so much for your participation, and I hope that you had a great time and are really happy with your results of the final images.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Amanda. Elise, who's next? We've got raffles actually.
We do.
All right, so we've got our first raffle. Let's see what it is. Okay, so the first raffle basket is a $50 value. It contains 15% off a Tulasara facial, travel size beautifying hand relief, Feed My Lips pure nourishment lip treatment, and a Botanical Kinetics all over sensitive cleanser. So let's see who our winner is for this raffle basket.
Nice,
Anna Dufrin. Congratulations to Anna. All right, so now we are going to move into the next group or segment of models, and that is really about the beautiful green foliage that is everywhere around us. And so that being said, I'm going to call Emily Burback up to join me.
Hello.
Hi, Emily.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. All right, I'm excited to talk a little bit about Faith here, your model.
Oh, yeah.
So she turned out to be stunning. So tell me what you guys thought of when you were putting this together. What was your goal? What were some of the bumps in the road? What were some of the successes and celebrations of your final look?
Well, originally, so we picked Faith as our model, and she had like bright red hair at the time. So we took that and kind of used it as like a fall foliage. So then we went in and kind of coppered her up a bit at the roots. And then that kind of led into the makeup look, kind of led into the nail look, and we just based everything kind of on her hair and the color of it.
And I know a little secret about your bouquet that you shared with me. Tell us about that beautiful, stunning bouquet.
Well, the morning of, we weren't like 100% with our look, so then we just walked around the third ward and we made our own bouquet. So I think it brought it all together. So I'm happy with it.
It absolutely added that final touch. Wait a minute, did you say you got all of this in the third ward?
Yeah, we walked around. I used my key.
That's amazing.
It's quite the
Who would
time.
think you could find all of that beautiful, lovely jewelry in the third ward, downtown? Fantastic. Okay, I just want to mention again. So those that did hair were Eliza Devereaux, Tate Allen, Alexis Shudik, Emily Burback, Elizabeth DeHaan. Makeup was Brianna Hernandez, Michelle Escoval, Mackenzie Foster, Stephanie Triana, Alyssa Geminis, all working together on that. Nails were Vanessa Lopez. And if I can just take a moment to talk about the nails that are on these models. So our manicuring class actually created their own press-on nails for each model that were custom created for the model in that collaboration period when they got the idea of what was going to be color-wise and really what that overall vibe of the model was going to be. And those nails were absolutely stunning. And I just hope that as we're going through these looks that you're really seeing the beautiful work they did. Because it was incredibly impressive, and I think that they should be very proud of themselves. So again, there's those nails. Let's take a look at the final images for Emily's team. So cute.
She looks so good.
She looks so cute. Beautiful, beautiful work. All right, well, thanks, Em.
Yeah, thank you.
Elise, who's up next?
All right, we've got Elizabeth Atkin, or Lizzie. Lizzie, if you want to join me on the screen. She's coming from Madison. Hello, how are you today? I think you're muted.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. All right, so in your team, we had Megan Ramp, Allison Bristol, Elizabeth Atkin doing our hair, as well as makeup and nails. The model was Cassie Longer, and of course, our speaker here is Lizzie. So I'm gonna ask you some questions, all right? My first question for you is, tell me what it was like collaborating and coming up with this particular look.
All right, so we wanted to go for a look where her hair was kind of becoming the plant, and so we really wanted to use her texture to accentuate that. So we kind of started by making a mood board and then practicing, and then it was actually good that we practiced because we ended up changing what we were doing quite a bit.
I love this. Literally everyone in the room just was like, oh my God, it's so pretty. That was an excellent choice. My second question for you, for those that created the wardrobe and the hair pieces, what was your inspiration and how many hours did this take to get together?
So for the inspiration, we were kind of going for like a plant mom who loves plants so much that her hair became one. And as far as time spent on it, we really decided to focus fully on the hair. We kind of kept the outfit more simple to really accentuate the hair. And so basically from the moment that we got here in the morning until the moment that we were shooting, we were working on the hair.
I believe that. It's so detailed. It's beautiful. What products did you use to style the hair?
So while hair was wet, we used some emollient and some of the curl enhancer and then diffused it. And then while it was dry, we mostly just used some of the air control to lock in what we had done. And then we used some of the humectant as dewdrops on top of the leaves on the hair.
Oh, very clever. Very clever. Very nice. What styling techniques did you use for this? Again, so explain that to us. And what was the result you were trying to achieve?
Yeah, so we did a couple different techniques to get different textures in her hair because we really wanted like a wide variety of different textures in there. So we did the bobby pin trick, figured it around the bobby pin, and we also took out little pieces of her hair and wrapped it around the end of a rat tail comb and then flat ironed that. And then we just pulled out little pieces and did the Marcel on them. So
beautiful. It's very creative. I absolutely love this. During this process, did you run into any challenges and how did you improvise?
The biggest challenge I would say was actually figuring out how to get the hair or to get the plants to stay in the hair securely, because obviously it's easy to just set a plant in the hair, but to get it to actually stay there was kind of a challenge. So what we ended up doing was we would wrap the hair around the stems of the plant and then pin it. And I was nervous that they were all going to fall out, but actually at one point they had her laid down during the photo shoot, and when she stood up, they all were still there.
Beautiful. Love when that happens.
Yeah.
All right. My next question for you. Did I ask, did you run into challenges?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I couldn't remember. My next question then is, how did the teams decide what makeup look would complement the hair? And also, what about the nails?
Yeah, so we went green for both the nails and the makeup since the outfit was basically just black. We wanted the makeup and nails to kind of accentuate the green and the plants in her hair.
Absolutely. And what was your biggest takeaway from this experience?
I would say my biggest takeaway was just really how important it is to communicate when you're working with a team on a look, because when you say that you want to make someone's hair look like a plant, everyone's kind of picturing something different in their head. So just kind of fighting through that to figure out what the final look will be.
Sure. Perspective is different to everybody, isn't it? Well, it turned out absolutely beautiful. I think we're ready to see your final images. Wow. Wow. That's beautiful. Excellent work, you guys. I like clap. There you go. Thank you very much. All right. Back to you.
All right, so we have one more look in our green foliage category. So I'm going to invite Kaya Cheney to join me.
Sorry, there you go. Hi. Yeah, I don't know if it's us, but we are not hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
There I can, yes.
All right. So what I was talking about was the really nice accent pieces that your team had come up with to really make this special. So what kind of inspired you to come up with the different items that, you know, you had the shirt and you had different things that you applied, little appliques to the shirt. You had her cute little purse with the greenery in it. Like, where did that idea all come from? And of course, her headpiece is very cool.
I think we kind of wanted to do like a Mother Nature street style. And I think we were just thinking about different accessories and like what to do other than just like headpieces and all that. So we have one of our friends' clear purses and we just stuffed a bunch of leaves in it.
Great shot of the nails right there. Beautiful. So I watched you guys really kind of getting her hair styled and then polished. What were some of the things that you did to create the texture?
So we used a lot of confixer and air control, and we used like little teeny tiny curlers first, and then we let those cool, and then we teased a lot, and then we used a lot of control force to really keep it in place.
Yeah, you could see how much work you put into that when they just had that one shot right before where her hair was just kind of curled and hadn't been really, you know, teased up yet. So what was the funnest thing about the experience for you doing this photo shoot and prep work?
I definitely think the photo shoot was the coolest thing to see. Also, I love watching my classmates do the makeup and really seeing it like come together with the hair and looking at the nails with it too.
Yeah, I have to make a note of, you know, something that you told me actually tonight. Kaya had mentioned that her class actually, as they're all just best friends, they love being in class together. And I think when you can say that about your class, really great things come from that. And this is just an example of that. So I'm so glad that you all had that much fun doing it. But I do want to mention who did the makeup here. We have Brittany Hayes and Fatima Villarreal. We have for the nails, Lachelle Walker. Model is McKenna Goki, who is one of your classmates as well. And then the hair was done by Angela Eigenberger, Miranda Cargill, Vanna Herr, and of course yourself, Kaya. So excellent work. Let's take a look at the final images of McKenna. And there she is, adorable. Those nails are just fabulous. I just can't give enough shout out to the manicuring department. The makeup is on point. I mean, every model, it was absolutely stunning. So excellent job. Thank you for joining me, Kaya.
Thank you.
And it is time for a video. Carrie?
I was living the life of my dreams. Got married to the love of my life, 3 marvelous children, a job that I always dreamed of doing, and then I found a lump in my breast.
I had pain in my left breast. I noticed something unusual with my right breast.
And I remember hearing the words, "You have breast cancer."
Breast cancer. Breast cancer.
Everything he said after that, I didn't hear.
I mean, it was devastating. You know, man, it just, your world just stops. When you hear those words, "you have cancer," you feel so alone. You don't know what to do. I mean, you really don't.
ABCD plays a crucial role for those that are diagnosed with breast cancer.
As great as my oncologist is, he has not had breast cancer. So talking to another person who has, that to me was invaluable. And that's where ABCD came in for me. It's just wonderful when you can talk to somebody that has been there done that and is on the other side of it. That's where you find hope.
I've always been an advocate. So someone that I knew within the advocacy world told me about ABCD. I went through training. That was just back in April, right when the pandemic was starting. And I am currently mentoring 4 women.
The cancer doesn't know that COVID's going on, nor does it care. And they have been there the whole time. And I think those that have had to delay maybe their surgery, they may even need them even more just to have someone to talk to get them through that time.
The work of ABCD is needed even more so now during this time. And I think it's really important that ABCD be able to even spread their networks even further.
A lot of things stopped because of the pandemic. ABCD didn't. They're still helping people like me every day. I don't really have words to describe how important this organization is.
People that call into ABCD, what they need is to know that there's somebody that walked in their shoes before.
Somebody to talk you through and understand how you feel and what you're going through, emotionally, physically, everything. ABCD takes a lot of the fear and the unknown away.
I try to encourage them, don't look at the statistics, look at living.
Just really such a blessing to be a part of this organization.
Wow. Okay. So the first half of this, I just want to say, this is the reason why we're here, right? We're raising money for ABCD by showcasing amazing talent. So first off, I'm so impressed with this show, but I would be remiss if I didn't spend a little bit of time just spending a little time of talking about after breast cancer diagnosis. It is a one-to-one organization, means that they match people who have been through a breast cancer diagnosis to people that are undergoing that same treatment. I had the privilege of speaking and interviewing a mentor from ABCD that's local, and her name's Beth. We're going to see just a little bit of our conversation, and I got a lot of insight during that time, and I felt really humbled and privileged to have that conversation. So I'm going to share that with you in this next piece of ABCD interview.
My name is Beth Grams. I am a mentor with ABCD and have been since December of 2020. I had a mentor myself, and basically it's somebody who understands what you're going through. That's really the core of it. We offer that sounding board. We've already been through it all. We understand, when you're going through breast cancer, a lot of people want to help you and support you, but really nobody understands exactly what you're going through. And so ABCD and the mentors offer that person who is there to give you that support that nobody else really can. When I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2018, my nurse navigator at the time had given me a pamphlet along with a giant pile of other things to read about my diagnosis. But among those things was this pamphlet for ABCD. And I went online and I looked into it. And so I applied to be a participant and get my own mentor. So throughout my breast cancer journey, I had a mentor named Marianne who was awesome and helped me in more ways than I can even begin to explain. And so she was really the influence that made me go ahead and apply once I was eligible to become a mentor myself. ABCD offers mentor classes, and it goes over a period of a few days, and they basically prepare you for anything and everything. So ABCD actually does all of the training themselves to bring their mentors, guidance and resources and everything else so they can best support the breast cancer patients that they're supporting. When I was diagnosed, my first instincts were fear and anger. And on the other end of it, I have, as a mentor, that understanding of all of those feelings and all of those mixed emotions that these people are going through. So I have, that's the thing about mentors is we have the unique position of knowing exactly what someone's going through. So my mentor was there for me when I was feeling all those things, and now I'm there for the people that I mentor for. Biggest suggestion, if you know somebody who was just diagnosed, don't ask them what they need. Just offer what you can, whether that's a gift card for food or offer to take their children somewhere that they need to be, or even driving them to appointments. It's really difficult when you're going through cancer to think clearly and really figure out what exactly you need. So as somebody who wants to support that person who is just diagnosed, the best thing you can do is say, hey, I can do this for you. Do you want me to? So ABCD is nonprofit, and what it means is it doesn't cost anything for someone who's been diagnosed to reach out to ABC and get a mentor. So donating to ABC really helps them. It supports their training. It supports everything that they do for those breast cancer patients free of charge. It ensures that all those services remain free. And it's really just to really help that they can keep providing the same presence and the same support to those breast cancer patients. And the key is free of charge. So donating really helps them support breast cancer patients. They actually support family members also. So rather than just the breast cancer patient, they also support family members in need. So husbands, children, basically anyone, anywhere. They're located here in Milwaukee, but it's mostly on the phone that we do our mentoring. So it's available to anyone around the world. And then that's the biggest thing I would say is the mentors, and then the fundraisers and things like that, supporting breast cancer patients and all of their family members.
I just would like to close that piece with just, again, thanking ABCD for all that they do. We are absolutely honored to be in partnership and donating towards such an amazing cause, as I know that probably every single one of us has someone near and dear to our heart that has been diagnosed, is currently going through it, or just it's very, very near and dear. So thank you again, ABCD, for all that you do. And I think what we're going to do next is another raffle basket.
All right. So our raffle number 2 is a $90 value. In this basket, you get 25% off a color service, color conserve shampoo and conditioner, and a travel size Shampure hand relief. So let's see who got our second basket. All right, Melanie Strink, it's all yours.
Congrats, Mel. All right, so we're going to move into our last and final segment of fashion show looks, yet there is more fun stuff to come beyond that. And this is our Woodland group category. So we are going to start with Kylie Kolb. Please join me. So we've got Kristen on. So we'll go to Kristen. Oh, we'll see if Kylie comes on. Otherwise, Kristen, you are welcome back on. We will roll right into that. All right, Brianna, let's bring Kristen back on. There she is. Hi, Kristen.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Okay, Kristen. So I want to just talk a little bit about your team. Tell me where the inspiration came from. And I have to add, you very strongly resemble the model.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. We decided to go with like a very neutral theme. I think as soon as I heard Woodland, I just wanted to wear some type of brown dress for it, which we did with like the makeup and the nails, and we tried to incorporate everything together so that it looked nice. Love that. Yeah, so we just had some like flowers that we picked off of this like bouquet that my mom had, and we put it on the back of this tool right there. So we just like hot glued all of that on. Yeah.
I have to say, when I came to Madison that morning, I went into the conference room and your piece was hanging there in the room, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, this is absolutely stunning!" That was what I think one of the first pictures that I posted on my Instagram was a little sneak peek of your dress there, that shawl. It was just awesome, so pretty, and
Thank
you did
you.
such an amazing job being the model, such a natural.
Thank you.
So I'm just going to talk a little bit more about who else was in your group. So we had doing the hair, Cassidy Magnuson and Kylie Stram. Cassidy also did the makeup.
Yeah.
We had Savannah Burns doing nails, yes?
Yes.
And then, of course, your own self, Kristen Wazinski, doing the modeling.
Yeah.
And you did fabulous.
Thank you.
So, anything else you want to add about your look, your experience, the pulling it together?
It was just a really great experience, and it was fun working with my class on something like this and putting all of our ideas together. So yeah, just a good time.
Awesome. Well, you guys did a great job. Thank you,
Thank
Kristen.
you. Yeah.
There are the final looks. They are gorgeous. That one in the middle, oh my goodness. You need that one framed. But look at that makeup. It is just gorgeous. I love the just, the really nice dramatic eye, but a really soft lip. I think it turned out gorgeous. It's just so soft. The whole thing flows from head to toe. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Nice job to you and your team, Kristen.
Thanks.
All right. Who do we have next?
I've got.
Hey, you found
Aubrey with me. All right, so I'm going to introduce our second look with Aubrey. So this group was our hair, Alyssa Brown. Aubrey, how would you say your last name? Kind. We've got Carolyn Haney and Missy Glenn Ludke. For makeup, I'm so sorry. Pazong. Okay, that's Bing and Catherine Dredge. Our nails was Leslie Alcantar. Model Sophia Glenn, and of course I've got Aubrey with me. So Aubrey, I'm gonna ask you these questions. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, so tell me what it was like collaborating for this look.
It was honestly kind of difficult at first just because we had all had an idea in our head, and so to try and all work together to find a common ground was where we struggled, and then just like communicating with the SD students and the manicure students about how exactly that's going to run. So it was mostly the communication part of it that was difficult to collaborate, but once we figured that out, everything went well.
All right, and Brianna, could we get the other video, please? So this is our next group. Still beautiful. All right, while they're looking for that, I'll ask you our second question here. For the wardrobe, once we see that, and any headpieces and accessories, how many hours did it take to put that look together?
So it honestly took us a lot of time. Missy is the one that put together the whole outfit, and it took her probably about 10 hours of work. It was like she spent it across a weekend. She put all in all, it was probably about 10 hours, and then the headpiece and other things were probably about an hour to 2 hours. So it took a lot of time.
She's so creative though.
She is.
I would, just let her do her thing.
Yeah, we did. We're like, you got it.
Let me know if you need help. I can help. All right, for the products you used for styling, what'd you use and why?
We used a ton of products. We used a ton of volumizing tonic, texture tonic,
We wanted a ton of texture and volume in our hair, so we used those too. We did Confixer. We chose air control over control force, just so preference. But and then obviously some other prep, but it was a ton of those. And we also, Sherry introduced us to the Bee Curly Hairspray that she likes the spritz of, so we helped use that for all the glitter that you can see.
Oh, absolutely. This is beautiful. All right. My next question, what styling techniques were used for the hair and what result were you trying to achieve?
So we basically wanted it to have a ton of different textures and a ton of volume, and honestly make it look super messy. Like she's kind of just like lives in the woods. So we went back and forth with a wand, a 3-barrel waver, and then a curver. So, and then the hair extension pieces were the same thing. So there's all different textures all throughout her hair.
I was watching that process on the video here. I love using the mannequin head to, to use as our wig mask, right?
Yeah.
This is really cool. Excellent work. I like all the textures in there too. It makes her look like a fairy of the woods.
Yes.
All right. What challenges did you run into and how did you improvise?
So our biggest challenge was honestly just the extensions that we used. They only took to that curver really well. So we had to figure out different ways to use tools that we wouldn't normally think of to get different textures and different looks so that not everything was the same and it would actually hold.
Well, that's the part of rolling with it. You figure it out. Absolutely. It turned out really well. All right, how did your teams decide what makeup would complement the hair, and also what about the nails?
So we started with doing like an inspiration board, and we sent that to the SD and the nails and just said like, this is what we're thinking right now, like come up with whatever you want, this is what we're thinking, and then obviously we can like tweak day of, but that's just kind of like where we went from.
Sure, I think it turned out really well. And my final question for you, what was your biggest takeaway from this experience?
I think the biggest takeaway was just one, that like it's cool to see a different experience of using the skills that we've learned, but two, that with a lot of teamwork, you can really pull off something really cool. And even though things might not always go smoothly, like the end result will always be great.
I agree. Just that veil too.
Yes.
That was a brilliant idea.
To Sherry.
Hey, Sherry's a smart lady.
She is.
Absolutely. All right, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'll pass it back to you, Gaia.
Those final images look fantastic. Great job, ladies. Okay, so we have one more look. We'll bring that video back up if we can. And I'm hoping that Kylie Kobe is somewhere that she can join me. Give her just a moment. If she doesn't, I'm gonna just share a little bit about this look. So, all right, so let's just talk about who was involved. So we've got Alexis Perez as the cosmetology student doing hair, along with Karamia Tran also doing hair. I do know that they did Marcel waves, as you can see them working on in conjunction with some other curl patterns. So again, texture was kind of the theme of everybody's looks. Really love to create that texture, movement in the hair. And so you'll see the final look after they kind of played with that just a little bit. But then we had the makeup artist who did a fabulous job on this model. Was Erin Benson, and you're going to be able to see her doing her thing as the video rolls here. Nails were done by Brittany Sotelo and Kylie Cole, and I'm hoping that we can get a good shot of them because they were phenomenal. And then, of course, the model there is Maddie Wax, who was a cosmetology student that literally just graduated right after this. So she got one more final, hurrah of being a student at the Institute of Beauty and Wellness before she moved on with her professional career. So, again, it was all about, the Woodland fairy kind of ideal, and the headpiece was incredible. You can see the gold fleck that they applied, that eyeshadow is stunning. And then they really created some cool pieces with vines that went around her waist as well as around her ankles, her arms. You can see that there's those nails. So it was very fun. I saw the pieces sitting out before it all got put together, and I couldn't wait to see how they put those pieces together to create a full look in wardrobe. And Maddie just had such a fun time, during that shoot. So super proud of them. That was led by our instructor, Michelle. And again, I think that there's something to be said for the wardrobe having a little bit of simplicity, which was the white little dress that she had on, along with some of the very cool intricate pieces of the forestry that they incorporated. And it was just fantastic. So let's look at the final results. And there they are. And they are very, very beautiful. So again, there's a lot going on with her headpiece. There's a lot going on with all the makeup pieces and everything. So, keeping the hair soft and wavy, but not really, making it too large compared to everything else. Really kept everything balanced. So I think that it turned out beautiful. Very excited about that one. And so that actually does wrap up our looks for the evening. We are going to get one more chance to see them a little bit later. We've got a couple more things to come your way. And so that being said, we're going to do one more raffle basket. So we're going to give away our third one here. Let's see what's in it. All right, so our third basket has complimentary microdermabrasion. What? Cherry almond body lotion and Botanical Kinetics Intense Hydrator. So let's see who is the lucky winner for number 3. Ruth Duffrin. Whoa, the Duffrins are getting lucky tonight.
They are.
Very nice. That's exciting. You guys can all go through your baskets and split up what you want and share a little. So that's fun. That's super fun. All right. The next segment is a very, very special part of our show as well. We are going to be honoring a very special educator tonight. This educator and I, her name is Catherine Sendick, have worked together for 18 years. Catherine has given her life to her work. She has been a part of this industry for 50 years. 50 years! And the time has finally come that she has decided that she is just going to slow down, enjoy life, and her Mr. Jim, her husband, and, travel, enjoy whatever she can. And so I wanted to just share a little bit about, who Catherine was. Catherine was not only an educator, but she was certainly a friend to me, certainly. She was family to me, is family to me. She is a mentor and a role model. I mean, the list goes on and on. So students always referred to her as Miss Catherine. So she really got that name throughout the school with team members. Everyone called her Miss Catherine. And she has no idea how many lives that she's impacted. I absolutely don't think she knows how many lives she has impacted and how many lives she has probably literally changed. So she not only taught her students the technical side of things, but she taught her students how to believe in themselves. She taught her students how to love themselves. And that's important. It's probably more important than the technical side of things in regards to the dedication that somebody then can put into their craft once they believe in themselves. The desire to want to continue to grow and goal set because they believe in themselves. So the technical can come, but if you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to go as far. So it is a critical piece of their success is getting them to believe in themselves. And she saw the potential in every single student. Every single student, Catherine knew what their potential was, and she would tap into it and she would make them feel their potential and realize their potential. And so Catherine has left a mark on the Institute of Beauty and Wellness forever. Catherine, I hope you know that if you're watching. We will never forget you, nor will the hundreds of students that have come through the building who you have had the opportunity to share your knowledge with, and that they have had the pleasure to learn from you. So I just want to say we love you, Catherine. We are grateful for the 18 out of the 50 years that you've been in the industry that you have given to the Institute. We are privileged to have had you on our team, and we are proud of you for moving into your next phase of life and being able to enjoy all that's going to come your way, because although I have a feeling she's not going to slow down that much. So she's just going to keep going. She's just going to do it elsewhere. So I wanted to ask Elise, because Elise is a past grad, if you have any thing you'd like to share, like any special memories or how Catherine impacted you as a past graduate.
I would love to. So like you said, I had the pleasure of being one of the hundreds of thousands of students that's gotten to learn from Miss Catherine. And I think we could all kind of relate to that small town girl, that kid with big hopes and dreams. And Miss Catherine is this worldly woman with all these stories and all of her life's adventures. She had all of the world's hair knowledge packed into her little body. And it drew us all in. She's this legend. And the best part is that she wanted to share it with all of us. Everything she knew. Anyone who would listen, she wanted to share it. And she helped us find ourselves in the fabric of the hair, which is what she enjoyed calling it. I think I can speak for everyone who she's taught that we will never not hear her voice in our mind at some point. I sent out an Instagram poll a few days ago and asked alumni some of the sayings that they remember her saying from time to time. So here's some sayings. Listen to the hair, be good duckies. Now listen, troops, you always want the hair to look delicious. Are you playing with your dolly today? I like to call this a cocktail. The world is your oyster. Your hair is your blankie. Everyone loves their blankie. There's so many sayings. I got so many responses. She will always be in our heads. She molded and shaped us all to appreciate the person under the hair, to actually look at our guests, to understand them. She finds a way to touch everyone that she comes into contact with. And you mentioned that. She's supported us all, her students, the guests, and of course her team. I still cannot believe that I got to call her a team member. Like, I got to work with Miss Catherine. It took me a really long time not to feel like a student around her. She cheered us on, and now it's our turn. She gets to spend her time with her rock star, Mr. Jim, enjoying breakfast in bed every morning, either eating McDonald's dates at the airport or beach. She gets her happily ever after. So Miss Catherine, thank you for all you've ever shared with us. You're already dearly missed. Please come back. No, you will forever have left your mark, and we hope that you get to go spend your time for yourself now.
Enjoy your retirement, Catherine. So we are going to hear from Catherine with a video. So please enjoy.
My name is Catherine Sendek. I have been a cosmetology teacher for probably well over 30 years. I've been in the industry for over 50 years. Would I change anything? No. It's been a whirlwind. It's been a blessing. It's been a fantastic, rewarding, excellent ride. The pleasure to talk with new students, to share with them what can be done with their license, how they can be a perpetual student, as I have been, not only nationally but globally as well. The amenities that are offered to you through the Institute here are far beyond anything I had ever imagined in the very beginning. When I first came to the Institute, I wasn't even really looking for a job. I came out of curiosity. But what I found was other salon environments, other educational environments did not have the wellness aspect that Aveda does have. And that's truly what I was looking for. So when I came from my first interview, I stayed here for 2.5 hours and they hired me on the spot. And my thought was, where has this place been all my life? So I was so excited. Some of my highlights here at the Institute, some years ago in Minneapolis, I was presented with a beautiful medallion of glass awarded to me as Instructor of the Year. And it was very moving because once I did get it, I called my dad and he was so touched that I had received this Instructor of the Year award. And then he passed away after that. So it meant a lot to me to achieve a really high goal within this industry. Working within this industry, we have multiple levels of education. You can do as much or as little as you want. Myself, I held myself to a higher expectation. I became a global student to the point where I knew London better than I knew Milwaukee. And the feature about working on a global field is you are sometimes in a class with people who are from Japan, they're from Poland, they're from Italy, they're from Germany, they're from France, and you can't necessarily speak the language to them, but you speak the language of hair. And that to me is extremely rewarding to connect not only technically, but globally on all facets of what we do professionally. Another important factor with Aveda is the ability to work with professionals on a global level that I have never experienced before. You have the likes of Ginger Boyle, you have Vivian McKinder, you have Charlie Price, you have Oscar Bond, you have Alan Ruiz. I mean, to pay individually for all of this education would be very, very costly. To me, it was a gift and a blessing, right place at the right time for my career to work alongside of these people. What an honor and a pleasure for our students to have this experience, to be able to engage with these people with a one-on-one. It's been a win-win. Every way I can look at what has happened here at Aveda for me has been a win-win. So I cannot say enough. I cannot thank everyone enough for what has happened here. As far as for the future for my students, it can be anything you want it to be. It is up to you to make that decision. It is up to you to set your goals at your 1-year mark, at your 5-year mark, at your 10-year mark. It never ends and it never stops. So that being said, for your future, it is your decision to move forward and be all you can be. I never let any rock unturned. I was a busy little person, and my busyness took me to worlds that I could never imagine. Over 30 countries, being able to connect with hairdressers, being able to connect around the United States, whether it was in Washington, D.C., whether it was in Beverly Hills, working with some of the artists there. All of these things are opportunities for each and every one of you. I'm so thankful, so grateful, and I hope you too will have that opportunity. I love talking to the newer students when they come on board because it helps me inspire them, to let them know what can be done, because you know what? I did it. And I'm so excited and so pleased that I had that opportunity. And I want you to have that opportunity too. If I could give a piece of advice to anyone who is entering into this industry, follow your heart, follow your passion, follow your goals, set yourself up for success. That's your responsibility. It's your respect to have that line up to set you up for success. It's there. Set yourself up for it. Family support is important while you're going through any educational program. Understanding, listening. I always tell the students, listening. And even my son, when he was little, he would say to me, Mom, you're not listening. Listening to what your child is saying to you. Because when you can listen, you can communicate. Communication is everything. That's one of the biggest key factors in our industry, listening. That's one of the biggest complaints from guests. They didn't listen. So listening by parents, significant others, that helps us get through the process. Sometimes we have a bad day. It will pass. Some days you'll have a good day and you think you're flying high. But getting by, listening, and having that support, so that's our job. Listening, caring, supporting, being there. Sometimes words aren't even necessary, just being there so that they can talk and you can listen.
That was a beautiful, beautiful video that just truly shows who Catherine is. So for those of you who maybe have never met Catherine, I hope that that gives you a sense of what we've been blessed with here at the Institute for many, many years. And our students have certainly been blessed as well. So congratulations, Catherine, on your retirement. As I said, we love you and you will never be forgotten at the Institute. You have left a permanent imprint. So that being said, we're going to do our final raffle of the night. So raffle number 4.
This is our $250 value basket. Inside of this one, we've got our Nutriplenish Light shampoo and conditioner with the leave-in conditioner as well, a wooden paddle brush, and a Veda comforting tea. So our winner for our 4th and final basket is Susan L. Congrats, Susan. Enjoy your basket.
Awesome. Okay, so that was a big show. We had great looks. Honestly, taking a moment to learn about a great organization, and then also, we got to give it up to Miss Catherine, right? So I am so impressed with all of the talent here at the school. I think that honestly, who gets to say, yeah, it's Tuesday, and what are you doing? Oh, I'm doing a fashion show. That's why I love my job, right? So this is so much fun. I'm so glad to share this with you. Thank you to our students. Give some shout outs in the chat for all the students that did all the hard work and all the educators who helped support that idea and brainstorm and, oh no, what do we need? Definitely amazing work. Share the love in the chat. Let people know that, hey, what you did, it was impressive. On top of that, thank you, Gaia. Thank you, Elise. Look, the pandemic has caused us to flex new skills, and I honestly can say that our team is able to do anything, truly. So I'm so excited. A big hand of applause to both Brianna and Kaylin in the background. Kaylin did the videos, Brianna's doing the setup. Great work, everybody, for that. Of course, I'm so glad to be able to lead both institutes, and have the privilege of working with not only our team, but seeing our students every day. So what we want to do before we conclude is we want to do one last, what we call a finale. When we do this in person, this is where we see all the looks, and it's going to be a great thing. Kaylin put something together for us, and I'm really excited about it. But stick tuned for the finale. And after that, have an excellent night and spread the word. We go to a great school. You guys are great. And I could not be more proud of the work we do. Okay? So, Kaylin, put on the finale.